You'll finally see the other side of Rodney Dangerfield, the artistic depth I'm capable of, my soulfulness, my caring, my compassion for people.
Shut up, moron!
Up yours, jerk-off!
Sometimes a comedian's style and appearance is so recognizable, so ingrained in popular culture, not only do they become a national treasure, they also become part of their country's recorded history. This is Rodney Dangerfield.
I'll tell you, my wife always gave me a hard time. I remember the first time I took her out, I got her home, I said to her, I'd like to see what your apartment is like. She drew me a sketch.
One of the most successful and instantly recognizable comedians ever. With his black suit and red tie, protruding eyeballs, his deep-voiced self-deprecating charm, and of course his catchphrase.
No respect. I don't get no respect at all.
Rodney was a mainstay of the comedy world in the 70s and 80s. From headlining Vegas, regularly appearing on talk shows, to running his own comedy club, to making movies.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Right after this drink.
But what made him so funny? Let's take a closer look. Rodney first started writing jokes aged 15 and started performing aged 19, but it was a big struggle and he had to settle for a job as a singing waiter to make money. Aged 27, he got married, had kids, and quit show business. He would even joke that at the time he quit, he was the only one who knew he quit, such was his lack of success. But Rodney never stopped writing. When you are born with a talent, that instinct never leaves you. You are always compelled to return. And Rodney did return. Aged 42, after a 10-year gap, he started doing stand-up again. But this time it was different.
I mean, every time I get in an elevator, the operator says the same thing to me. Basement? The trouble with me is I'm self-destructive. I hate myself.
Why?
I'll tell you, I hate myself so much when girls tell me yes, I tell them to think it over.
He had figured out a persona. A hook, a gimmick. Something audiences could connect with. So he began developing a character for whom nothing goes right.
When I was an ugly kid, too, I told my old man, never took me to the zoo. He said, if they want you, they'll come and get you.
This is the origin of his famous catchphrase, I don't get no respect. He was trying to improve one of his jokes, where the punchline was, I played hide and seek, they wouldn't even look for me. So he changed the format of his jokes, where he would precede each punchline with a setup about his predicament. Such as, I was so poor that, or, I was so ugly that.
Well, I came back in show business in the early 40s, and I started doing a character where nothing goes right, and I wasn't saying no respect then. I was just saying nothing goes right. I can't take it no more, and life is caving in, and everything was wrong. And then I wrote a joke. I don't get no respect. I said, for joke was I played hide and seek. They wouldn't even look for me. And when you write a joke, you have to write an intro to it of some kind. So I wrote an intro of I don't get no respect, and I wrote that, and it fit that joke. And then I did the joke, and then people seemed to identify with it. And they said, me too, no respect.
Now he had something he could roll with. The look, the gimmick, the format, the jokes. It all clicked into place. The man born Jacob Cohen was now Rodney Dangerfield. It was a slow rise to the top for Rodney. There was no single breakout moment for him, rather a steady build of momentum. He would still have his day job on weekdays, and then he would appear on the Ed Sullivan Show on weekends. But he was becoming a star. And even though his jokes were exaggerations, they all had a sting of truth in them. He in fact did have a tough childhood, he did have a neglectful family, he did work rough nightclubs and bad neighborhoods.
I don't know, it's not easy. I got no respect the day I was born.
Really?
No respect. The doctor picked me up and smacked me. I found out the nurse, she got a few in too.
But like all the greats, he found strength through adversity. His joke ratio was incredible, like a heavyweight boxer hitting you with jab after jab, who could at any time knock you out. He even opened his own comedy club so he could work on his craft close to home, spending months and months on his material to get it ready for TV. For shows like Johnny Carson, he would essentially perform 2 sets. Once on stage, and once for the sit-down interview.
Like without appearing a talk show. People think you get up there and kid around, right? It used to take me 3 months to prepare a talk show. Between the stand-up and the panel and the whole thing. And I would take time out and break in all. I needed 32 new jokes that were all funny, this and that. And that's how long it would take me to prepare 6 or 8 minutes. I would have it all prepared a week before the show, then devote the last week strictly to memorizing it and then making believe it's happening right off the cuff.
Inevitably, Hollywood came calling, and his breakout role was in Caddyshack. Initially meant to be a smaller role, his ability to improv with other cast members expanded into something bigger, and in my opinion really stole the show. He followed this up with starring roles in Easy Money and Back to School. His charismatic presence and natural instinct made him a perfect fit for the big screen. But he was never far away from his true calling of performing in front of a live audience. And throughout the 80s he continued performing on the biggest stage, including the 1987 Oscars ceremony, and for an audience with President Reagan. Rodney always stuck to his self-deprecating style. He was never mean, and never talked politics, meaning he was accepted everywhere, and everyone loved him. He was like your funny uncle or neighbor, always ready with a one-liner to crack you up. Rodney was a titan in the industry. And his Dangerfield's Comedy Club was a star-making factory for up-and-coming comedians.
He's really great. Jerry Seinfeld. All right, here we go. Bob Saget, how about it? All right, Bobby, here we are now. Louis Anderson, okay, Louis. Sam Kinison, okay, here we are, Sammy. There you are. There you are.
And such was the strength of his image and persona, he appeared in an episode of The Simpsons, essentially playing himself.
Oh, this guy's got more bread than a prison meatloaf. He's rich, I tell you. I never seen a place with a walk-in mailbox. Hey, who am I talking to?
Robin Williams even gave him a little nod when playing the genie in Aladdin. It can't be understated just how important and influential Rodney's style of comedy was to the world of stand-up. He did it his own way, without really trying to emulate anyone.
I don't think I had people I enjoy very much and thought were great. You know, all the greats like Groucho Marx, Jack Benny, W.C. Fields, Laurel Hardy, but no one influenced me, I guess. I think I'm doing my own thing, you know, what I'm doing.
For someone who struggled in his early years, gave up on the industry, he was lured back in and never looked back. And ironically, he gained nothing but respect.
I guess I'm a guy who people identify with. When I check in the hotel and someone grabs my bag to carry it, I feel like I should be carrying it, you know, stuff like that. I mean, I can never be a big shot, I guess. That's what it is. I'm one of the masses, and maybe they know that.